Yo, people, what is going on? This is a Spartan Killer, and welcome to Life's Pro Tips Extravaganza. I'm just kidding. I haven't thought of a name yet. I literally just started recording. Like, I didn't even think about this. I was like, you know what? You guys broke the 300 likes. Why not give it to you guys? I didn't even think about a name yet. It's between Pro Tips with Zach or AK and Life's Tips or what is it, like Growing Up with Zach or something like that. Pick one of those. Okay, so straight out of the block we have, let me see, I'm gonna start from all the way down at the bottom, aka like I'm sitting here with the video pulled up. There is a ton of things, and awesome that some of you guys are helping other people out. But if somebody gives you advice, you have no idea if they are sincere. You have no idea who is on the other end. It could be some 56-year-old dude. It could be some 10-year-old kid. Now, I'm not saying that a 10-year-old kid is going to be wrong, but just pay close attention. And even with the stuff that I say, just please pay attention. Don't just be like, oh, well, this random internet stranger told me to go do this, so I'm going to go do it. All right, so everybody's saying, I like this idea. I'm 24. Let's do this. I was forced to grow up fast. I wish someone who could have helped me. My little sister has been forced to grow up extremely fast, and I feel sorry for her. She is 15 now. I think when she was 11, she was taking care of my little brothers because my mom and dad worked a lot. So she pretty much had to grow up the fastest out of everybody, and I was still like a talking baby when I was 11. I was just like, I need someone to cut up my steak. Mom, cut up my steak. And so she'd cut up my steak. So I'm a big baby. But I can certainly relate to people having to grow up faster than they need to. Now, some of you guys are asking questions that are just questions. Like, it's not really anything that has to do with, I guess you could say it does have to do with growing up, but it's not really as far as, like, growing up and maturing and becoming an adult. This is like, maybe that should be a new series, is Becoming an Adult with AK. Like I want you guys to be able to grow up into adulthood and not necessarily like, hey, Zach, I don't have any friends at school. Can you tell me how to do it? That's a Dr. AK thing, which I haven't done in forever. But this is something totally different. So try to kind of gear your questions towards that. All right, so this guy said, hey, Zach, it's your old-time friend, Wacky William. I'm 13 years old, 7th grade, and taking Algebra 1. I'm having some problems with taking algebra and the whole idea that middle school students are taking high school classes. Okay. I've gotten a B and D in algebra, and how is that going to affect my life when I want to go to college or apply for a job? Jobs, okay, start out. Now, I'm not going to beat around the bush with you guys. I have no idea who you are. Although you are important to me, and you are basically allowing me to make a video on the internet, I'm going to give it to you straight, and I'm just going to be like, boom shakalaka, here's the harsh reality. Do not expect any fancy, I care about your feelings. I am going to give it to you straight. If I say you're being stupid, I'm going to say you're being stupid. If I say you're being, like, smart about it, I'm going to say you're being smart about it. This is going to be the cold, hard truth. Truth. Algebra and stuff, you will use it if you go into a job that you have to. If you want to be a architect, they need to know a butt-ton of math and algebra and all that whole shebang. If you want to be a chef, chances are pretty high you're not going to need to know algebra. It depends on what you want to be when you grow up. If you want to be something that involves math, like an astronaut, a pilot, a sniper, if you want to do anything that has to do with rapid calculations, you should probably try to get better in algebra. Now, you can have like refresher courses. I know that they have that for college. They're like, yo, we understand that some people lack on the math, so we're going to go ahead and give you like a little boost. So do not freak out if you're getting bad grades. Now, for getting a job, now, let's say 50% of the time it's true. Like, depending on what job you go to for college, they aren't technically, I'm saying this very carefully, and that's why I'm saying 50%, because it might not apply to you. But most of the time, when jobs say you have a college degree, it's not necessarily field specific. They just want to know that when you get out of school, you go back into school and you have the dedication to do it for 6 years. Why? Because they want longevity in your career. They want to know that you will sit at that desk for 20-something hours a day and sit there for the rest of your life to become an asset to them. They don't care if you studied art. They don't care if you studied that. Now, granted, if you're going to be a rocket scientist, they're going to kind of raise some questions if you got a freaking bachelor's in finger painting. They're going to be like, whoa, listen, stupid, we don't need you. But 9 times out of 10, they're going to look. Now, you should definitely go for something that qualifies you. Even if it's just getting an associate's, and like, let's say you want to run your own business. Get something in business. Do not get something for art and for history. I know I saw a question here about an art degree. I see all the time about people getting pooped on that have art degrees. Why? Because there's just like really nothing that you can do with it. Now, if you have something that you want to do, great. I'm not looking to make this into like a crazy argument and saying, well, Zach, my dad has an art degree and he's doing that. Okay, great, cool, that's cool. He found out what he wanted to do, go for it. I'm just giving you cold hard facts. Most of the time, they're just looking for dedication. When you go out for a job, they could care less about you. They are putting you in that spot to make them money. Just straight out, you are there to make them money. They do not care about your feelings, which is why so many people get instantly laid off. They're just like, sorry, dude. It's the whole, when you get bigger and older and more mature, you're going to see that everything in the corporate world is run by money. That's the number one thing, is money, money, money. That was a crazy rabbit trail, but you can take a refresher course, Mr. William. You can take a refresher course for math if you think that you're not doing that good. But if you need algebra in order to get the degree that you want, definitely try to strive harder. But if it's something that's not, I mean, they have college counselors and you say, hey, look, I have an interest in wildlife preservation. Chances are pretty high that you're not really going to need to know algebra. You might. I don't know. There's a bajillion and one things within that. So that's my advice to you. Look for an algebra refresher course. If you think you're doing bad, talk to your parents, talk to somebody, talk to your school counselor and say, what do I need in order to do this? If you have something set, this goes for all of you. If you have something set in your college plan and you're like, this is what I want to be when I grow up. And it's okay to change your mind. I know a ton of people that change their minds when they like, I don't really want to do this. Once you do your passion as a job, it very rarely stays your passion. It's very, very hard to be forced to do something and still enjoy it. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. That's exactly why I never worked out at that's exactly why I never worked at a gym. They were like, Zach, you should come work for us, yada, yada, yada. I was like, dude, if you're going to force me to be here, I am not going to want to be here at all. That's just my personality. Some people are okay with it. That's not me. So, there you go, Matthew. Hopefully, you get it. Man, that was a crazy rabbit trail. How long did I... Went for like 10 minutes on that one question. Okay. Hi, I'm 12 to 15, and I really enjoy buying online/virtual things on games. However, it can be costly, and people don't like it because it isn't a physical object. Should I continue doing what I'd prefer, or invest my money somewhere else? Okay. Turn on my fan. It's getting crazy hot in here. Hot. It's getting hot. Money, 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 money. Everything in the world revolves around money. That is your number one thing. Everybody is chasing after the almighty dollar. I'm not saying blow your entire allowance, spend your entire paycheck on it, but if it makes you feel good, go for it. Do not go overboard. Learn how to put a limit on it. Because when you grow up, you are going to wish that you had a lot of money. Take a house, normal house. Roughly, let's just say a house, depends on where you live, yada yada, I'm just going to say average, about $200,000. If you're in the States, it's going to be a little bit below that, depending on what you want. Above that, it could be a little bit higher. I know places in Canada are still going for like $250,000 for like a 2-bedroom house. So do not argue the housing market. That is a ton of money. Now, what you do, I know a lot of you guys are asking about questions with houses and with renting. We're going to kind of touch on it a little bit. Okay, let's say you have a big chunk of change. Let's just say $200,000. Woo! This house is $200,000. There is almost no way you're going to pay that off immediately. They're going to take out what is a loan, or for a car, it'll be a lease, or for a car, it can also be a loan if you want to buy it. Man, there's so many like rabbit trails I could go on with all this stuff. But let's say that you have I'm not even going to do the math at all. That you can pull up a calculator, you can pull up a financial calculator or mortgage calculator. So what you do is you tell the bank or whoever owns it, and you say, I want this. The bank says, okay, here's the deal. We're going to give you $200,000, but you're going to have to pay us back with a little something on top. Now that's where interest comes in. So let's say you're paying $200,000 over a course of 50 years. You're going to end up paying like $275,000 because there's going to be $75,000 in interest. Why? Because they want money. They are not there to help you out. They are there to give themselves money. So long story short, before I even get off onto this, save your money. Save, 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 save. That is my financial advice for everybody. Save it, save it, save it. Your best financial plan is to save money. Your best financial plan, keep $5,000 as a safety net. If something happens on your car, boom, take it out of that $5,000, but try to replenish that $5,000 or $10,000, whatever you want it. Some people say $1,000, whatever. I prefer to have a really big cushion. Just have it to where if something goes wrong, you break your arm, you don't have insurance. What the heck are you going to do? Dig in a little bit to that $5,000, pay for your medical expenses. It is always smart to have a backup plan. Do not think that anybody is going to come to your aid when you are old. Let's say, heaven forbid, you're 30, your parents are gone, everybody you know is gone, you have no close friends. There's nothing there to help you at all. Zero. Just you, maybe your significant other, and something happens. You are going to thank your lucky stars that you have that backup money. Please, please, please be financially conscious. Do not just go out and buy. Just because you get a paycheck does not mean that you need to spend it. I've heard that some of it says, take 25%, put it into a bank account and forget about it. Take the other, pay your bills, and all that. There's a whole different array of stuff that you can do with it. But I'm saying that you should save almost all of your money unless you need to buy stuff like clothes, food, stuff to survive. Well, when I buy stuff, I buy expensive things. So I save up for it, and then I buy it. I don't just buy a bunch of little things. So, save, 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 save. One last thing, save. Freaking save your money. Do not blow all this money. Oh, well, Zach, I'm getting paid pretty good. I can do it. Well, think about it. Now, this is where your saving comes in. You save, let's say, $20,000 by the time you are 25, because you've been working since you were like 10. Whatever. All right, so now back to the banking, $200,000. They loan you the money, but you say, wait a second, I have $10,000 that I'm going to put down towards this house. So now the house is $190,000, and that's where your credit score comes in, and they're going to say, well, you're really bad at paying your bills, so we're not going to give you that much money. Your credit is basically how much you can be trusted. The way to build your credit, we'll go into that in another thing. Oh my God. So you say, okay, I have $10,000 put down on it. So they're like, okay, you have $190,000 is basically what this house is worth now if you put $10,000 down on it. So basically, when you put down money to a house, or anything for that matter, when you're going to loan it, it makes the monthly payment go down. I think it's for like every $1,000, it goes down like $10 or something. It's not a lot, but if you have a lot of thousands, it goes down significantly. And the longer you space it out, like if you go 72 years or something like, or 72 months, it's crazy drawn out. Hopefully I'm not losing you. So, long story short, save your money. That way you can bring down the price of the house. If you have bad credit, let's say this house is $200,000. By some miraculous thing, you saved $100,000, and this is a $200,000 house. You now only have to pay $100,000. If you have bad credit and you put down $100,000, and this house is only $100,000, and they'll only give you $80,000 or like $90,000, and all you need to do is just come up with an extra $10,000. Or maybe they'll say, yeah, we'll spot you $110,000. Normally you can afford a $200,000 house, but since you put $100,000 down into it, they can now loan you the exact amount that you need. Having a lot of money is a much better problem to have than having no money when you're living in a hotel. It is horrible. Pro tip. I've never had to do it because I'm pretty smart with my money. Not gonna lie. So, save, 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 save. Think about it. The most things in life that you need to get started are expensive. Washer and dryer. How much do you think those go for? How much do you think a refrigerator goes for? If you buy an unfurnished house, think about all the stuff that you're going to have to do to it. You have a $200,000 house. Whoa! Pro tip, you still need to get insurance on it. You still need to furnish it. A freaking couch nowadays costs like $3,000. Unless you go to like, you know, like Salvation Army or Goodwill or someplace that gives away cheap stuff. And that's okay to use. Don't be too prideful that you can't have somebody's used stuff. I have my parents' old couch sitting in my living room. Whatever, dude. It's a couch. It's somewhere to sit. Washer and dryer, nowadays, if you get a good one, they're probably about $900 a piece. So that's another $1,800. Another like $1,800 to $2,000 for just a fridge. And then you need a washing machine, and you need and then what if something breaks in your house? It can get very, 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 very costly to get a house. Now, the way to avoid that is to save your money. Now, the difference, this is going on, well, stop at 20 minutes. Why not? Okay, I'm not going to get into that. But let's just say that there's a difference between renting and a difference between getting your house. All right, next question. This is not really tricky, but it comes up a lot. This guy says, all right, I got one for you. This is Axe Factier. He said, I'm a 19-year-old guy. I've been wanting to get a motorcycle for a bit over a year now. My mother, of course, hates the idea. I've been driving for about 3 years, accident-free, knocks on the wood. But I did get one speeding ticket when I was 17. How do I go about convincing her to let me get a bike? You are not. Plain and simple, you are not going to get your mother to say, go ahead on a two-wheel death trap. You could be, I've mentioned this in my motorcycle videos a lot. You could be the best driver in the world. You have no speeding tickets, nothing. You go to state championship for driving and safety. You go to everything. You are the best. The president comes up and shakes your hand and says, you are the best driver in the world. You are impeccably safe and smart and yada, 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 and you are the best. All it takes is for you to be going, let's say 40 miles an hour down a freaking side street. Some punk kid pulls out in front of you. What are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to swerve. Good luck. Good luck. Kid pulls out. You're going along. Bink. You're flying end over end. Bad days are happening. There's no way you're going to convince your mother no matter how safe you are. Motorcycles are dangerous. Just straight up, get that out there. They are dangerous. You can be smart on them. You can be safe on them. But there is somebody stupid out there that is not going to see you. They're not going to see you, and they're going to pull out in front of you, and you're either going to lay down your bike, you're either going to hit them, you're going to swerve, you're going to crash, or you're going to swerve and just keep going on your merry way. That's it. That's the only possible outcome for that. When I got a motorcycle, I'm not afraid to say I had nothing to live for. I didn't have a girlfriend. I didn't have anything. I was just going to the gym. And I just had my job. That was it. I was like, dude, I don't care if I die. Like, whatever, dude. I'm just going to go. So I got my motorcycle and I freaking went. My mom's a nervous wreck when I go out on it. But I am like you, except I've never had a speeding ticket. I've never had anything, any criminal history, nothing. So it did give her a little bit more trust in me, but every 5 seconds, she's calling me, hey, Zach, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Well, okay, dude, can't talk right now. I'm kind of driving. But I've almost gotten hit twice on it. It is scary to see somebody pull out in front of you, and you need to be quick. There is no possible way to do it. Granted, motorcycles are fun. I'm all for motorcycles. Go for it, dude. Get out, go have a blast. But you need to pay attention to everybody around you. You're not driving for yourself. You're driving for everybody else. When you're driving, you cannot be sitting there listening to your music, bopping and singing and doing whatever it is you're doing stunts and all this other crazy stuff. You need to be paying attention to what that guy's doing, 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 what that dude's doing down the road, what that guy's doing over there in the parking lot, what this dude's doing behind you, what this dude, you need to pay attention to everybody. It is a 100% job when you're driving to and from on a motorcycle. There is no possible way that you're going to convince your mom, especially when you're 19. Now think of it from your mom's eyes. You are, I'm way past 20 minutes. You are her baby. You are her kid. She birthed you. You think that she's gonna give that up because some kid is texting his girl saying, oh, I'll be right over after I get pizza, and you're flying through his windshield at 40 miles an hour. All it takes is 40 miles an hour for you to land wrong, and you're done. Like, game over, bro. You're dead. D-E-D, dead. Beep. There's no beep, 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 beep. So, there's no possible way that you're going to do that. Best of luck to you. My only option, or my advice to you, is try to build up her trust in you. And say, look, Mom, this is what's happening. This is how I handled it. Yada, yada, yada. Tell her you're going to take safety courses. Tell her you're always going to wear a helmet. I always wore my helmet. I freaking love my helmet. My helmet was jet black. It freaking blacked out visor. Oh, it was amazing. But that's the only thing that you can do is try to get her to trust you. And in the end, she's never really going to be like, okay, go ahead and do it. She'll do it because she wants to make you happy. She's not going to be happy about it at all. So if you can pay attention for the other people and you're smart enough to be on a bike, go for it. I know that I had to go out and buy mine by myself and not even tell my mother. Or I think I did. I was like, Mom, I'm going to buy a motorcycle. What? And then just shut the door and run. And then bring it home. But you need to be very, very careful because they are just a death trap. There is a ton of other questions, and I'll try to get to them next episode. Man, this is a crazy long episode. So I'll probably do another one right after this. Oh my god, I'm sweating like crazy. I'll do another one after this. So later on tonight at 4 o'clock p.m. my time, another Tips with AK or whatever the heck this is called will be out, and I'll be addressing new ones. So if you guys want to ask another question, put it on this video, and I'll answer it a couple videos down the line. All right, but if you liked it and you want to see more, and if it helped you out, definitely leave a like. Let's see if we can just keep constantly breaking 300. Because I don't really like sitting here for 25 minutes sweating my face off. Like, the back of my knees are sweating. Gross. Alright, guys. But, as of right now, it looks like our time is up. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Leave a comment down below whatever you are thinking. And I will see you guys next time. Peace!